Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
You can't necessarily sell them the fantasy that they'll be gladiators or that they'll be top G's or that they'll have a mailing list, whether it's like Andrew Tate or Jordan Peterson or anyone else. The problem is that you're going to have to tell them at some point, you are still this discarded excess material in this current system, and we can't guarantee you that we're going to fix that. That's an innate problem with approaching it from that angle that I don't know how to solve.
I mean, yeah, there'd have to be a project. I mean, if you are honest about the real structural forces at play here, then the only real answer is like, okay, then what are we going to do what can I do to try to give my life some sort of meaning and shape by opposing this? And there is at the current moment nothing to do. There is nowhere to put that energy. The people who are offering a solution to it in the political realm are, of course, the most psychotic and cynical operators, because they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, obviously, and people are going to be taken in by that. Absent that, it becomes a personal challenge. Like, okay, how do I deal with this reality? And that is one of the real things that made Jordan Peterson this incredibly meteoric figure. For a minute, he was giving people a thing to do: tend your own garden. And when you look at him and his trajectory over the past couple of years and just becoming this completely non-functional weeping maniac who keeps having to be chained to radiators in Serbia, it's because you can only clean your room so many fucking times, and if nothing else changes, you're left in the same position you were before, but even more bereft now, because your plan of action, your actual attempt to take control of things, did not have the results you wanted it to.
I mean, I think what's going on is that, like, like on these sort of like male lifestyle guru figures on the right, I mean, I think that they are selling a lie that if you just like use my promo codes and, send me money or listen to all my podcasts or whatever, that like, you have a chance to become part of the male elect, like that top echelon of, like fucking alpha superstar, fucking, Chad, like, they're selling the lie that you can be like them and that you could have like a harem of women and be a rich baller. I mean, but we all know that's not the case, and like they're depending on the fact that like none of these guys are ever going to be like that. But the thing is, like, you don't have to be, and I think the thing that's in a lot of these guys' heads that's holding them back is that, especially for young men, like guys who are in their like late teens, early 20s, like college years, I think like they're not interested in sex so much as the status that it confers, and the status of having a high tier, high status woman, like the Perfect 10 smoke show. And I mean, I hate to put in too crude of a terms here, but like everyone could fucking benefit from lowering their standards just a little.
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
bit. Just a little fucking bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that these guys who are like unfuckable wretches, like, okay, here's the thing: if you're heterosexual, you do not have to do a lot of work to make yourself attractive enough to like have sex with a woman. That's a bare minimum right there. You do not have to clear too many hurdles to get yourself from unfuckable wretch to like wood, right? But I don't think these guys want sex with like the real women who are in their life or that could conceivably like might be go on a date with them. They want to be, I think largely because of smartphones and fucking the internet and pornography, they only want like what in their head is like the perfect 10 woman that they feel entitled to. And it's like nobody is entitled to that, man. Like, and if you end up with someone inordinately attractive and more attractive than you are, then good for you for whatever reason. But the idea is that like, I don't think they want sex with a real woman. I think that's why most of these guys are just turning to cartoons to mediate their sexuality, because like the possibility of a real woman, I think, kind of disgusts them. And like if sex or romance or just, let's be honest, having love in your life is something that you're interested in, then I think you people have got to get out of their fucking heads with this shit.
All right, so
Don't know if I have too many more thoughts on this. Like I said, I really don't want to be some fucking lifestyle coach for young men. But look, we've all been there. We've all been hard up before. I guess I'm just trying to say it gets better. I don't know. But I will just say I am skeptical on how legalizing sex work or making sex like the new frontier of being like a DoorDash driver, like how that's going to work out when given to a generation of men who have had their brains severely warped by pornography.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a bad recipe.
Yeah, just it would be it would expand spree killings on Wikipedia. It would expand that subsection.
All right, well, let's go from a bad recipe to a good one. Headline, Eyewitness News, ABC, LA. 12,000 fentanyl pills seized in candy wrappers at LAX, sparking Halloween warning to parents. Folks, it's spooky season. You know what that means. Fentanyl-laced candy.
Would you believe it? The guy who was, for some reason, trying to transport 12,000 pills through his carry-on. Very believable. Very believable. Through his carry-on through TSA.
I got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, he put them not in any type of Faraday device or something with that would block x-rays, but he put them all in like Milk Duds containers. 12,000 pills, street value of like hundreds of thousands of dollars. He escaped from LAX TSA.
Yeah, he fled. It said, okay, wait.
But they know who he is. Don't worry.
This is a glaring red flag in this story. Imagine going through airport security. You're putting your backpack. You're in the security line. You put your backpack through the fucking X-ray machine that has $250,000 of fentanyl pills concealed in Milk Duds or something like that. They notice this and they're like, "Hey, could you step out of line for a second? We need to check something." You're just like, I'm out," and then you just make a runner for the door. Come on. I know LAX is a bad airport, but I mean, come on. It's designed to prevent that from happening. This is a fucking op. This is 1,000% an op.
Has anyone with a bomb ever run away like that with a gun? He had
just a big cloud in your shape, just standing
Madison
there.
Cawthorn had wheels and he couldn't even get away.
Yeah, okay, so this guy had, by some estimates, almost $750,000 worth of fentanyl pills.
Jesus Christ.
And he's just like, okay, see ya. And the sheriffs are like, "Our bad, but we got him." And we think this guy was going to a destination Halloween where he was just going to give these pills to kids in candy boxes just to be bad.
This has got to be like this is the police union, right?
Absolutely.
Like, these are police unions right before an election. And, half of the moms and dads in this country are convinced that like literally every surface outside of their house is laced with fentanyl. So now it's like the perennial razor blades and apples, drugged candies, and now fentanyl. They're just going to be killing kids.